Hey guys, how's everyone doing? My name is Bobby Personette. I'm an admissions specialist down here at MSU-Northern. So I actually grew up in Billings, Montana, and then moved to Havre in the 8th grade. I went to high school at Havre High, and now I'm pursuing a degree in criminal justice.
Hey guys, how we doing? My name is Tommy Wilson. I am also an admission specialist here. I am from Fresno, California. I transferred into Northern in the spring of 2017 to play football here, and I got my degree in health promotion in the spring of 2019.
Alright, so basically this slideshow is just a kind of an overview of MSU Northern, kind of what there is to do, what campus is like. So if anyone hasn't been to the town of Havre, the population is about 9,000, eighth largest town in Montana. It's a real small community. Everyone knows everyone. So whenever you first get here, if you're not from Havre, you'll get to know everyone in town within the first couple months. That's great because when you're going out to stores, walking around town, you just have those general conversations with people around town.
Yeah, like Bobby said, with the small town, everyone kind of knows who you are, knows about you. You see familiar faces all around. I know that was a different experience for me from coming from a bigger town. I know when I went out, to the stores or anything like that, I kept seeing people that I always knew, kind of built relationships with them, and it was just fun to be able to talk and to experience something different than I have before.
So obviously Havre is at the northern part of Montana, so it's 44 miles from the Canadian border. So it's very easy to take trips up to Medicine Hat or Calgary and go to, a Calgary Flames game, the NHL team. I don't know, Tom, have you ever been to an NHL game at all?
Yeah, I have. That's one of the things that I thought was pretty interesting when I came up here is the fact that we are only 44 miles from the Canadian border. So, that's something quick and easy, quick trip on a weekend or something. Me and some friends were able to go out and do and visit that. And I've obviously never been to Canada before I came up here. So that was something that I definitely enjoyed. It was something to do. It was something, different every once in a while. You guys just bored or just, want to get out of town, do something different, see something different, there's a lot of options nearby that are quick drives. So like Bubby said, we are in north central Montana, and with you living, in Havre for so long, Bobby, tell us, things that are around north central Montana.
Yeah, so north central Montana, so we are along the High Line, which is Highway 2. So you have a lot of small communities around you, Shelby, Cutbank, Chinook, Harlem, Malta, Glasgow, those kind of smaller communities with a lot of ranches and farms. So obviously we are 117 miles to a major airport, which is Great Falls. And so we do have a smaller airport here in Havre with daily flights to Billings, and they're really cheap. So it's only about $30 from Havre to Billings. And then from Billings, Billings is the biggest city in Montana, so you can fly anywhere in the country from Billings.
Yeah, so I've obviously, being from California, I've taken multiple trips to the airport to fly out, to go back home during the holidays, during any breaks or vacations or anything like that, to go back home. And so I've made that trip down there to Great Falls plenty of times. And I will say that because it's a major airport, you will be able to travel anywhere you want to go. It's not like the one down here in Havre where it only goes for flights to Billings. Your one in Great Falls, your airport there, will be able to take you anywhere where you need to go at a good price to be able to get there. And on the way down to the airport, there's a lot of scenic points and scenic views where you can kind of be able to just soak in the great town of Montana and the great state of Montana, sorry, and be able to just overlook if you have time and be able to kind of stop by and see just different things on your journey to the airport before you head out of the state. So Bobby, tell me a little bit about how the airport is down here in Havre.
Yeah, so obviously the flight is very small, so it's only about a 10 passenger plane. So when I take those flights from Havre to Billings, I'm usually the only one on the flight. So the pilot lets me sit in the cockpit. You kind of can see how they do it. Overlook of from Havre to Billings is really great to see. So obviously we are the only four-year college along the High Line. We are very proud of that. A lot of the kids from the High Line actually come to us for our major programs like diesel, ag, automotive, and everything like that. So that's something we're very proud of along the High Line. So living in north central Montana, the Havre weather is a bit colder than places like, California, Arizona, Nevada, anything like that. So our average winter temperature is about 36 degrees. Average summer temperature is about 79 degrees. So it snows about 33 inches annually. Honestly, once you get used to it, it's really not that bad. You only a few months out of the year it gets cold. So it's really, you just gotta buckle down, get through it, and then we're on the warmer weather. Obviously, Tommy, you being from California, it's really warm there. How did you kind of adapt to this?
Well, it was obviously a big culture shock for me to be able to come out here and to different weather, and for the first time I've ever seen snow. So that was definitely different for me, and it took me a little bit to adjust to it and get used to the weather out here. But I figured out very quickly that as long as you layer up, you wear your coats, jackets, anything like that. If you're from, I'd say if you're from a warmer weather, maybe that's a great Christmas present to be able to ask for from your family. Is some jackets and some things like that, the gloves, beanies to be able to layer up. But I've learned that it's not that bad. As long as you just don't stay outside for too long a period of times for the days that it gets really cold. It doesn't get that bad out here, honestly, too much of the time. There's not days where it's severe or anything like that. It's just your casual, regular snowfall that I'm seeing that now that I've been out here for a couple years. And to be honest, it makes the whole scenery of it honestly a lot more beautiful.
All right, so obviously living in Montana, it is a treat. We have great outdoor adventure in this state, and just south of Havre, about 10 miles, we have our own Bear Paw Mountains. So obviously in these mountains, we have many different trails that you can hike on. Tommy, I know you went on a hike the other weekend. How was that for you?
It was amazing and a new experience, different experience for me. I've been on a couple hikes before back home, but nothing like the trails out here. Just the kind of the scenery and the view and everything that I was able to experience while on these trails was a new experience for me that I definitely enjoyed. I went on the Mount Otis Trail and the Rotary Canyon Loop Trail so far, and both those I was easily able to get through them. Not an avid hiker by any means, so it's not like you have to be able to go through these trails. So but like you said, it is a treat to be out here, and just the kind of the scenery of where these trails are placed is beautiful.
Yeah, so obviously in the Bear Paw Mountains, as you can see, 30 miles south of Havre, we have our own Bear Paw Ski Bowl. So as a student here at Havre, you will be able to get free rentals for the ski bowl. So obviously in the winter it snows a lot, gets kind of cold. You just don't want to be cooped up in your dorm room, in your house. So a lot of people on this campus go skiing on the weekends, which is honestly a great workout, great to get out and just kind of see everyone. Obviously in the mountains we have rivers, lakes, creeks for fishing. So all you avid fishermen, we have pike, walleye, trout, perch, anything like that. That's something you guys will be able to continue doing, or if you've never fished before, it's honestly really fun to do. You'll be able to get out there and catch your first fish. So in the Bear Paw Mountains, we have First and Second Lake, and then obviously we have Fresno Dam, which is about 15 miles west of Havre. So Fresno Dam's a little different because there's a beach. It's something you can take a boat on, go tubing, go water skiing.
Yeah, so like Bobby said, there's a whole bunch of different activities that you can do, and they might be something that you've done your whole life and you just want to continue doing, or you may not have done these at all ever like me. I haven't done most of these in my time living in California. So I just encourage that everybody, when you get here, to be able to experience something new, go out, try new things, be willing to, because we have a lot of opportunities for you to get out of your comfort zone and be able to try something new. And who knows, you might end up liking it, and it might be something that you stick with.
Yeah, so obviously in the Bear Paws we have Beaver Creek County Park, which is the largest county park in the United States. And as a community of Havre, this is a park we take great pride in. So to go with the outdoor adventure we have in Havre, we also have some kind of in-town, entertainment for you guys if you're not big into the outdoors. We have open skate at the Havre Ice Dome, which if you are a student, you can get free skates and go skate. So obviously this is something that's going to grow too, as we are starting our new hockey program in the fall. So this is something that you can just go get out of the house, it's every Sunday. So just something to do on a Sunday night. And obviously we have Beaver Creek and Prairie Farm. So these golf courses, you get student discounts there. And if you're big into golfing or have never been golf, that's something I really suggest going out and trying.
Yeah, and we know there's different things, hunt and hike on the BLM land, the block management land. To be able to do that, and that's more, like hike and different things. It's just you don't have to leave town to be able to do these. That's something that you can be able to stay in town, a lot closer to town and to school to be able to go do these. We have you practice shooting. We have some shooting ranges and some trap shooting club here in town. So if that's one of your interests, you can be able to do that, and also they'll be able to help you, work with you if that's something that you don't typically do and you want to try learning about it or doing something new. I just recommend you go with someone and you learn from somebody and go with someone who's done this before, and they'll kind of be able to kind of show you the ropes and help you out with it.
Yeah, obviously living in Montana, 80% of the people in Montana hunt and fish. So you're going to be coming to school if you're from the city, from California, from any kind of big city. A lot of those people have ranches and farms and have been around guns their whole life. So if that's something you're kind of interested in, make friends with people, they'll be able to take you out. We also have an indoor archery range in North 40, so that is something that you can do as well. I know they have different leagues as well with that. And we also have our Havre Underground Tour, which is something that's really cool. You go underground the city of Havre, and it's kind of its own little town from when we had the railroad.
Yeah, so the Havre Underground Tour, definitely something that's definitely interesting and unique that we have here. My family came up to come visit me, and they wanted to explore the town a little more and do something. Looked it up, was able to find it, and did that tour. Don't want to give anything away about what the reasons or anything like that. So you guys got to make sure you definitely go and check that out, because it's definitely worth the price of admission for that. It's something interesting to do, something different, and something Havre and Northern has that not a lot of other towns and schools do.
So obviously living in the great state of Montana, you're able to go outside the town of Havre and still see beautiful things. So we have 3 major national parks. We have Glacier, Yellowstone, and Banff. And obviously, us Montanans, we've been here multiple times, but every time we go, it still blows your mind of just how beautiful this state is. So Tom, I know you're from California. Have you been to any of these?
Yeah, so I've been to Yellowstone, and Glacier is on my list to attend to this summer, hopefully, if I'm able to, and go see that national park. I know Yellowstone was beautiful, and like you said, it really does blow your mind, kind of just what this state has to offer. It's something that I'm not typically, close to or used to being able to see as much, but I've definitely enjoyed kind of my own version of discovering Montana and really taking advantage of exploring Montana as well. And I do know one thing that, if you're one of those people, if you're maybe coming to college and you don't have a vehicle, like myself, I didn't when I was here, just talk to some friends, talk to anything like that, see who's willing to go with you and kind of see that, and make some plans when you have some free time on a quick weekend trip or something like that. That's all I had to do, was be able to talk to some of my buddies, and they were all on board for it, and we were able to make the trip out there. So no matter what your circumstances are, you can be able to still discover Montana yourself.
Yeah, so obviously, in the summer that's great to do, but in the winter all those parks are closed, and that's why we have great skiing and snowboarding in Montana. We have Whitefish, Showdown, Big Sky, and many more. So obviously, me being from Billings, I always went to Red Lodge to go ski and snowboard. So that's something that's really great about Montana. No matter what season it is, you still have great things to do. Tom, I know, have you been to any of these hills?
No, honestly, I haven't. That was one thing that I wished I did, and I'm still able to hope maybe next winter be able to go out there. I've never been snowboarding or skiing as well, and I know playing sports, I was just worried maybe about getting hurt. Didn't have as much time to be able to do that. That's definitely on my list. I do have a bunch of friends though that have gone to Showdown, Whitefish, and also the Bear Paw Ski Bowls right around here, and they've all enjoyed. They've had nothing but positive things to be able to say about it. So that's definitely on my list and one thing, and hopefully when you guys come, you guys be able to enjoy that. So Bobby, tell me a little bit about just how it is if you're a beginner and you're going on these hills to be able to snow or ski. Is it difficult, or are you able to do it as a beginner?
Yeah, so obviously, some of those hills might be a little intimidating, but they do have what they call bunny hills. So there's many different runs they have on these bigger hills. So you don't have to go up a black diamond on your first try. So that's something that's really great. They have instructors in all these, so you can take classes, learn your way, and then the more you go, just like anything, the more you practice, the better you're gonna get. So if you're not good the first time, just keep trying, and you're gonna be able to enjoy it and just be like everyone else. All right, so here's just some kind of fast facts about Northern. If you never been here, our enrollment's about 1,200 kids. We sit on a 115-acre residential campus. Average class size is about 16 students. So student to teacher ratio is about 14-1. So obviously at these bigger schools, you have 100 to 200 kids in a lecture hall. You're just staring at a board. No one likes to learn like that. So me being from a smaller town, this is something great that obviously I had about 15 to 20 kids in my class in high school. So when I came here, it was really no different. So we had about 16 kids in each class, so you didn't feel like overwhelmed by how many kids were in the class and everything. Tommy, I know you came from a bigger town. How was it kind of adjusting that way?
It was an adjustment, but it was one that I was pleased with and that I enjoyed probably the most actually about coming to Northern. So at my junior college that I went to, there was a couple classes I was in where, like you said, there was almost 100 people in the entire class. So I kind of sat in like the middle of the section, had no idea really who the teacher was. It probably was months before I really figured out his name. Ned was always afraid to ask questions, just because I didn't want to say something that might sound ridiculous in front of all that people. So it was real hard to kind of learn that way, as you said. Coming here when I sat down in the class and there was only 14, 15 people in the classroom, it made it much easier to learn. I got to know each student, and I also got to know the professor as well. And so that was definitely something that I enjoyed and that I liked about here, is that I could have that kind of more personal relationship with my professor and more and with the students, to be able to kind of get to know them and help and be able to ask questions and whatnot in the class, and to be able to get the best education that I needed.
For residence halls on campus here at MSU-Northern, we have 3 different ones. So we have Morgan Hall and McKenzie Hall, and then we have student family housing. So that student family housing is for people that you may have a family, a wife, a husband. That's some place where you guys can live in an apartment and not have to live in the dorms at all. I know Tommy lived in the dorms. How was your experience with that?
It was great. I stayed in Morgan Hall for 1 year here before moving out and branching, living somewhere off campus. And I definitely enjoyed my experience. I recommend to everyone who's coming in to first year of college to live in the residence halls, because it's an easy way, it's a quick way to be able to make friends. There's always fun stuff that goes on in the dorms, different events. We have common rooms where people can just sit and hang out, and they'll have different parties for Super Bowl, maybe the NBA championship, things like that that they'll do. And so that was pretty interesting. It was a great way for me to be able to make friends and to get acquainted with people and to start my journey here at Northern. And so like it says right here, there's single rooms, and double as a single. So what that means is your single room is going to be obviously a little bit smaller, so you'll be by yourself, but the room size would just be a little bit smaller. Double room means you're paired up with a roommate, and double as a single, which means that it's the same size as it is for a double room for you, as it would be with a roommate. You're just in there by yourself. That one will become more expensive than the others. And student family housing is taken with, you're paying monthly rent. It doesn't cover through your room and board, in that you're paying that differently for that. So in the dorms, we have a kitchen in each dorm. So that's something that if you're buying the meal plan and you either don't want to eat something that day, or you just want to get something different, have some snacks or things like that, You could be able to go down to our local Walmart or IGA and get some stuff and be able to keep it in a fridge and be able to make some home cooked meals or different things like that through there. A lot of people like to come down and they'll just make a bunch of stuff. A bunch of kids will, pitch in and do kind of like a potluck thing, and everybody will just make food for a lot of people in the dorms. We also have laundry on each hall, so we have washers and dryers on each floor of each dorm. So that's something that is definitely very convenient and very and like I said, I recommend that you at least spend 1 year a year or two in the dorms, just because it's a great experience, and I just think everyone, that's where you have some of your most fun, is being able to be with your friends and your buddies inside the dorm. I know definitely with me, I don't have a vehicle here. Bobby, you do. So talk to me a little bit about how the parking works for these dorms.
Yeah, so we have a bunch of different parking. You'll never have a problem finding a spot. And what's great and unique about Northern is we don't have any parking permits. That's all included in your tuition and fees. So you don't have to worry about, I didn't bring my parking permit or anything. So that's something that's really unique and really nice for us, that you guys can park anywhere on campus without having to worry, about getting a ticket or getting a fine. All right, guys, so obviously with Northern, we have great Northern pride here. So all athletic events are free for enrolled students, so you can get into any athletic event that has MSU Northern and get in for free. And what's great about the athletic events is the whole community goes to these events. So obviously, Tommy, you being a football player, how was it, playing in front of the whole community here in Havre?
It was awesome. That's something that no matter what you're doing, whether you're playing a sport, performing for a concert or anything like that. It's nice to be able to see people that have support and care for you in the stands or in the bleachers, being able to watch you. So that was something that definitely was also a part of my big decision coming here, is knowing how the community, just the Northern pride, as it says right here at the top of the slide, kind of it is for us, and that everybody gets involved. They want to come. They dedicate their time to being able to cheer you on and to willingly hope that you succeed.
Yeah, so obviously there's multiple clubs, activities, and intramural sports here at Northern. So whenever you have classes Monday through Friday, you have different clubs and activities, open gyms, that you can go attend. So you're not always bored in your dorm room on the weekdays. You always have stuff to do here as well.
Yeah, and then also, Northern hosts many events and speakers throughout the year, and performers. I know, in our sub ballroom, we get some comedian acts, some magicians, different things like that, to be able to give the students, like Bobby was saying, during the week, something to be able to do rather than being cooped up all in your dorms the whole time, to be able to get out and go see those. There'll also be speakers, whether that's about your major or for different job opportunities or things like that. I know that for me, there were some speakers that came by to talk more about health promotion stuff, about what's new going on with the health promotion degree and everything like that. So, it kind of gives you an up to date about what's going on around Northern.
So with this, all of our campus entertainment, if there's no seminars, no activities going on, there's always different things to do for your free time. So we have the bookstore, so much different apparel. If you need school supplies and everything, that's where you're going to go get books as well. We have our own bowling alley on campus, which is something really cool. Weight rooms, we have 2 weight rooms on campus. We have pool tables, ping pong tables, air hockey, dartboards, lounge chairs. So Tommy, I know you kind of live in the dorms. How is this, to kind of take away some free time for you?
It was really good, for something to do, something different, rather than trying to get in a car and find someone to drive you around and be able to take you to places outside of or throughout the town. It's just a simple walk over from the dorms to be able to hang out in our downstairs in our student union building. And like it's a bowling alley, it's great, all balls, shoes, everything's right there. For you to be able to use. I know for football, we use that all the time, just guys to be able to just hang out. And it's kind of it's nice to be able to have another, once again, and something different down there with those lounge chairs. There's a giant screen TV for you to be able to flip it on and watch anything important that you want to watch, whether it's games, local news channels, anything like that. It's nice to just be able to have another place to go on campus, so you're not always having to leave campus to get some entertainment.
Yeah, so obviously, and with that, we have our dining hall in the sub. It is open 7 days a week, and the food there is fantastic. The best thing I've ever had there, that breakfast burrito down in our sub. That is the best breakfast burrito I've ever had. It's not just cafeteria food either. We have a convenience store. We have, build your own sandwich. We have different specials like prime rib, anything like that. So that's something that's really good. Becky does a great job cooking for all the students on campus.
Yeah, so obviously I ate in the dining hall when I was living in the dorms, and like you said, I couldn't agree more with that breakfast burrito being the best thing there. I say breakfast is one of the top-notch things about the dining hall for sure. But the good thing about it is we have a lot of options. It's like you said, it's not just cafeteria food. It's they don't make it till you order it. You're given a little card. You be able to choose what you want to eat, and and they make it right there for you. And there's different options. You got your grill side. You got a sandwich side. You got some Mexican food, some Chinese food, convenience store, salad bar. It's just like there's so many options for you. So, and it helps you out. Whatever you're doing. If you want to eat a little healthier, there's that option for you. You're trying to just get as much greasy food as you want, feel free to go right ahead. Everything about the sub and the dining hall is great from a food aspect, and also there's just a lot of places to be able to sit down and kind of hang out and enjoy yourself. There's also 3 different TVs in the dining hall, and so that way you could be able to kind of sit down, and it gives you a chance in between classes, if you don't want to walk all the way back to your dorms, to grab something to eat, because it's open straight through from, I believe, 7 to 7 or 7 to 8. And so for you to be able to just go there and just also relax, kick your feet up for a little bit.
So obviously, athletics is a very big part of Northern and the community of Havre. So for the men's side, we have wrestling, football, basketball, rodeo, golf, cross country, and hockey. And on the women's side, we have basketball, volleyball, rodeo, golf, and cross country. We have a new hockey program coming this fall, something the whole community is really excited about. Hockey is a very big sport here in Havre, so that's something that's going to be great to watch in the future. Northern has a tradition of excellence in the NAIA, so obviously you can see wrestling, 6-time NAIA national champion. Nick Coons just won his national championship. He's from Helena, Montana, so congrats to him. And then Isaac Bartell, he is from Iowa. He is actually a 3-time All-American. So Tommy, I know you played football here at Northern. What was your experience playing football here?
My experience was a good one, definitely playing football here, and that was honestly because of not only the town, but just the kids that attended school as well, and also the other athletic programs. Like you said, there's tradition of excellence here, and so it was awesome during our games to not only just see people around the town and from the town of Havre at our games, but also we saw multiple kids from other sports and multiple student athletes that were also there attending, cheering us on. And so, we also, as a football program, we attend, basketball games, wrestling matches, rodeos, things like that for that. I do know that definitely one of the bright spots right now that we're going through with the football is we are getting a new football stadium here. It is in the process right now of being built. They're over there. It's going to be on campus, right where our practice field used to be. They're over there right now moving dirt as we speak, and it's kind of just the way how fast they're moving everything and getting that done is real impressive to see. And also just the fact that we were able to privately donate as much money as we did shows the kind of what this town thinks about athletics and sports and just as a whole. All right.
Here at Northern, we have basically 3 different colleges. So we have the College of Technical Sciences. So those programs would be like diesel, auto, electrical, plumbing, civil engineering, and welding. Then we have College of Health Sciences. That's going to be more health promotions and nursing. And then we have College of Arts, Science, and Education. So obviously the education program, criminal justice, biology, anything like that. So obviously we have we're kind of unique for a 4-year program. So we have graduate degrees, bachelor degrees, associate's degrees, and you can get certificates at the same time.
Yeah, so obviously, there's we have a lot of multiple different things that you can be able to come in here and study and get your degrees in, and a multitude of, like Bobby said, bachelor degrees, associate degrees, certificates. So it's all depending on kind of if you want to finish school, quicker or something like that, different, be able to come in just 1 year to be able to just kind of get what you need to get done, 2 years, 4 years, or continue on after that as well. And I'll just talk again about with our academics, the small class size and the teacher-student ratio is something here that I just think that can't be beat. Coming from bigger school, it's if you are struggling in academics or anything like that, or maybe aren't the best student right now in high school or at your college you're at right now, that's something that when you come here, you are going to be able to get more of a hands-on experience with the class sizes being lower. Your teacher will be able to communicate with you more. They'll know you. You'll have them from multiple classes, so you'll be able to see them around. You'll be able to see them around town, anything like that. And so you'll be able to kind of build more of that chemistry with your teacher, your classmates, and everyone to be able to get the education that you need to help you become successful.
Yeah, and to see all of our degrees, go to our website, msun.edu, and you'll be able to look at all the degrees we have to offer.
All right, guys, so we have student support now, and so that is basically just the support that we give to be able to help the students succeed in the classroom. And by doing that, we are offering tutoring central, which is basically tutoring for every single class that is offered here on campus. There are 2 different locations. We have it, Student Support Services, which is located in Cowan Hall, which is going to be the main building right next to Student Central, and also the Little River Institute, which is located in our Student Union building upstairs there near the bookstore. And so tutoring for us and for our students, it's included in the tuition. It's free. You don't have to pay for your tutoring sessions. At other schools, you may need to pay a certain amount to get a tutor. Here you can get tutored as much as you want for any single class. We offer tutoring for every single class, and it's all free. So that's just another way to kind of help out and what we do to support our students, so that way they can be able to succeed academically in the classroom.
Yeah, so obviously what kind of stands out at Northern is our career fair. The Career Center does a great job of bringing employers in to hire you guys. So in the fall and the spring semester, a network of employers come on campus. They interview you, look at your resume and everything. And that was something great about Northern is you're gonna have a job out of college. So that's great. Diesel, auto, civil engineering, nursing, education, they're all hurting for people to come work for them. So they're gonna give you, really good price for salary, and it's gonna be great for you guys when you come out. You're gonna be making a lot of money out of college.
Yeah, and one thing I'd like to add to that is just another thing is that you're probably going to have a job before you end up graduating. A lot of our students, they tend to 3, 4, all the way up to 6 months before they graduate, they've already solidified their job opportunity and their spot in the workforce.
Economic mobility here at MSU-Northern is something that we are actually very known for. So what economic mobility means is basically the number of students that start at college in the bottom 20% of income distribution, and then they end up reaching that top 20% when they graduate.
So yeah, economic mobility. So obviously, you see, we're the #1 school in Montana and number 15 in the United States. That is something that we take great pride in, as being a small school and having just that ability to be that high up in the United States. We're proud to say that, if you come in here, maybe you start at the bottom, but when you graduate here and you finish up your degree, you'll end up on the top. So Northern value is one of the things we take great pride in here, obviously, and so with that is our 94% job placement rate for our students here. Also, MSU Northern graduates earn 50% more than any other Montana 4-year colleges. All the 4-year colleges, you're going to earn 50% more. So, and then also we have above average wages for diesel and engineering graduates as well.
Yeah, so obviously with this, we have partnerships with many different companies around the world. So they come into our school, and they do info sessions for you guys. They buy you guys lunch and then kind of just talk about their company and try to get you to join on board and join their company. So these guys are fighting for you guys so they can give you guys jobs and not have another company take you away.
Yeah, and that's one thing we see here, being an admissions specialist and in the Student Central office. We see employers all the time come in and they're using our rooms as interview rooms to be able to get students. They're asking for lists of students that are about to graduate, so that way they can be able to interview them and try as quickly as can to give you guys a job and to be able to hire you before other companies do.
So tuition and fees here at Northern, we are one of the more affordable colleges in the state of Montana. So for residents here in Montana, your undergrad is going to be about $3,000 a semester, which is actually very affordable. And then non-residents, it's going to be about $9,000 a semester for anyone on the East Coast. And then WUI is our Western undergrad exchange. Tommy, I know you're from California, so how is that for you?
Yeah, no, definitely the WUI really helps out, and it's nice to see that Northern can do its part in helping make college more affordable for students that are on the West Coast. So obviously the Western Undergraduate Exchange. So if you're part of California, Arizona, Washington, Oregon, schools around there, you can be able to get
The Northern Merit Scholarship here at MSU-Northern is something we started actually this year. This is for incoming Montana seniors. So as you can see on the screen, high school GPA and ACT scores is how we judge it. And then if you maintain that GPA throughout your college career here at Northern, we'll keep giving you that amount of money, which is nice because any kind of money coming in that you don't have to pay for is something you need to take advantage of. Not having to come out with any loans or anything is something you should definitely strive for. And what's nice about this scholarship is you don't have to apply for it. You just apply for our admissions page, and then you'll be able to get a acceptance letter, and you'll see it right there that you got a scholarship.
Yeah, and then also there's other multitude of scholarships that we also have here at Northern. So if you go to the financial aid website, you can be able to look up and apply for many scholarships as well. So don't worry if you're from out of state. There are also ways to be able to crunch it down and make school even more affordable.
So the next steps into becoming a student here at Northern is applying for admission, submitting your FAFSA, and then attending a SOAR. So a SOAR is a summer orientation, advising, and registration event. And as you can see on the screen, there's many different dates that you can choose to attend. This is a great way to get to know your faculty, get to know staff around campus, get registered for classes, and then also get all the paperwork aligned so when you come here in the fall, all you have to worry about is moving into your dorm room and starting classes.
Yeah, and next, all you have to do is apply for on-campus housing as a part of your next step. Like I said, the single dorms may be taken up by then, so it'll probably become on a first-come, first-served basis for who requests that. So you want to be able to make sure that you fill out that. So if you're one of those people that want to live in a single room or a single as a double, I advise you to be able to do that as quickly as possible. And then also check out our virtual visit website where you can kind of get more in-depth about the different buildings and different things about campus. And also continue to check your mail and email for just exciting announcements and updates that are coming around campus all the time. We're talking about different things that are going on, and so we want you to stay up to date, and so that way you guys can stay involved. So we want to thank you guys for listening to this presentation and the PowerPoint slide, just letting us be able to talk to you about just everything unique about Northern, the town of Havre, and then also the state of Montana.
Yeah, so if you guys have any questions while you're watching this, feel free to give us a call or you can shoot us an email, and we'll be happy to answer any questions you guys have.